Hello, and welcome back to the channel. As most of you know, I'm Topher. And for those of you who don't know, just randomly decided to click on the video, welcome to the channel. I'm Topher. Thank you for stopping by. So, July is almost over. As of recording this, it is the last day. I might have this video up in time for before the day ends. I might not. We'll just have to wait and see. But I figured it was time for a channel update video, give you guys an idea of what you can expect in August. I had no plans of really recording anything today, honestly, but I have a meeting with Sean and Miguel a little bit later tonight, so I figured might as well just make good use of the time that I have while I'm waiting. It won't be a terribly long video, mainly because I'm still quite fatigued and my brain is not in the most sharp stages right now, but it's okay. I wrote down the list of things that I wanted to touch on, so we'll just dive in. So first and foremost, if you paid attention to my social media over the last couple of weeks, you know that last week I was in Chicago for the SB19 concert, and then this past weekend I was in Las Vegas for the Kelly Clarkson residency, and both my concert attendances were on opening night of their tours or their residencies, so it felt really nice to just be part of that energy, be part of that crowd, and it was just, they were both such magical experiences, both honestly the two best concerts I've been to in my life. Two of the best concerts I've had the pleasure to just listen to, whether that's been live or through virtual mediums, and it's just two of the best concerts that I have physically been a part of, or physically been to. They were absolutely fantastic. I am gonna have vlogs coming out in the next week or so, maybe 2 weeks, depending on just how long it takes me to recover from my jet lag, but documenting each of the concert experiences, so just look out for that. I'm debating whether to put them on this channel or to put them on my Everything Topher channel, because that seems like more of a appropriate place for them, but there are more people subscribed to this channel, so we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, you can look out for those concert vlogs, just documenting my experience getting to Chicago and Vegas, my experience, things that I did while I was there, my experience at the concert. I met so many amazing people at both sets of concerts. It was so nice to just, in addition to just those concerts being amazing to hear and see, those are two of the fan bases that I love so dearly, because they are always so welcoming and just, it feels like family. Like when I went to the SB19 concert, there were so many people who were just calling me out by name because they've watched my videos, and you know, I might have a name that I know, like a screen name, but now it's not, I can put a face to a name, and like there were just so many nice people, and they were all just so welcoming and wanting to hug and take pictures or just talk, and it was just like, so sweet, so sweet. And then Kelly Clarkson, I just felt like I was with my tribe of people, because y'all know Kelly's my queen, and it's just so refreshing to be in that atmosphere, that environment with almost 7,000 other people who love the queen just as much as I do. Like, it's just, they were both magical experiences. So yeah, look out for those vlogs coming out the next week or two. Speaking of Kelly Clarkson, we are almost at 200 reactions for her. I kind of slowed down a little bit last month because, well, I just got busy towards the last 2 weeks of the month, so I didn't really have a whole lot of time to record a lot of stuff. But we are almost at 2. I think we're only like 3 videos away at this point, and I have an idea of what I can do as my 200th video. But if you guys have any other suggestions, that something you feel would be special as a special 200th reaction for Kelly, let me know, and you know, we'll see what we can do. But that should be coming right around the corner anytime soon. We hit 51,000 subs literally as I was packing up, getting ready to leave Vegas, packing up my bag and getting ready to check out. I looked on YouTube and I saw where I hit the 51,000 mark, and I'm like, oh my god, this weekend just keeps getting better. Like, it's just such an amazing set of weekends, and just like that was the cherry on top of great set of weekends, great month in general. Just I love you guys. I love you guys so much. You guys are amazing. I don't know if all of you new people who came were for music, were for series, or because of that one video. That if you paid attention to my social media a couple weeks ago, you would have seen where I reacted to a different kind of video than I've ever reacted to on this channel before, and it very quickly became the most watched video in the history of my channel. If you don't know what I'm talking about, on my birthday, I reacted to Kevin Leonardo, I believe, basically giving a visual guide tutorial on how to remove butt hair using Nair, and it was very visual. I obviously blocked stuff out because, you know, I'm not trying to get my channel demonetized, nothing like that, although that still didn't help. The video still ended up being limited ads, but whatever. But yeah, that video very quickly took off. I was shocked because I react to a lot of things on this channel. I've tried all manner of different kinds of content and whatnot. You never know what's going to take off. You never know what people are going to gravitate towards, what they're not going to. Sometimes you think, oh, this is going to be the reaction. People are going to just, and then you get like 45 views, and other times you're like, this song was whatever, I wasn't really feeling it, and then that's the video that everyone sees. You just never know. YouTube algorithm. But the SEO was SEOing with that video. Lord, let me tell you, because literally I only had one video before I posted that had reached 100,000 views, and that was one of my reactions to Long Time No See. I forget which episode. That's the only video in the history of my channel that's ever gotten to 100,000 views, and it took that one like 2 or 3 years to get there. Everything else was like, 60,000, 70,000, 50,000, and working your way down. And those are videos that have been on the channel for like 2, 3, 4 years at this point. So the fact that me watching this guy flash his asshole to God and everybody garnered over 100,000 views within the span of a week is crazy to me. Right now it's sitting, I think, at like 182,000 views or something like that. So it's going to be a very strong contender for the most views on this channel for a very long time. I don't know that I can think of anything else that's going to just like jump to that levels of success, but we'll just have to wait and see. So I don't know if you guys came for music, series I'm reacting to, or if you guys were products of that. But either way, thank you for the love and support. I appreciate you guys. I don't know how much of that kind of content I'm necessarily going to be reacting to, but we will see. What else? Ranking videos. I've been talking about this Morissette Amon Wish Bus performance ranking video for what feels like years at this point. But at least for the last couple months, I've been saying it's coming, and I promise it is coming. I recorded all of the audio, all the voiceover stuff before I left for my trip to... Did I do it before Chicago or Vegas? I think it was before Vegas. So that when I was on the plane, I could just sit there and edit, blah, 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 blah. Well, the flight that I had out there didn't have Wi-Fi, so I wasn't able to download certain files, and the plane was just very, very compact, so I did not have the room to really do all of the things that I need to do to edit. So I was like, okay, fine. Now is not the time. But I have all of this stuff ready, so I just need to compile it together and blah, blah, blah. So hopefully within like the next week, that will be done and uploaded. And like I said, I want to do the same thing with the SB19's Wish Bus performances once their last couple ones they've recorded have been released. What else? Series that I've reacted to. We finished 2 series this month. We finished out My School President, which we've been doing for a while, and Blooming, which we just started last month, but it's a really short series, so we got through relatively quickly. And then that just leaves us with... Well, we started 2 new series unintentionally, and just kind of, because, that's what Topher does. We started The Love You Give Me, which is a Chinese non-BL... Coincidentally, the 2 new series we started this month are not BL series. I wasn't really planning on any of that. I just kind of fell into them. I was like, oh, this looks interesting. Or I saw a preview somewhere, and I'm like, oh, let me dive into this. And you guys have responded relatively positively. There are so many of you guys like, I never thought you were going to react to non-BL stuff. I'm here for this. I love this. I'm like, yeah, I don't everything has to be BL. I mean, obviously I love hot guys doing gay shit. Y'all know this, but like, not everything has to be BL. I love good storytelling. So we delve into The Love You Give Me, which is a Chinese series, and then Enigma, which is a Thai horror-ish series, which I'm really, really excited about. And then obviously we're still in the middle of The Untamed and Miracle of Teddy Bear. So going through August, Miracle of Teddy Bear, we only have 3 episodes left, so after this week, there'll only be 2 episodes left. So I'm debating whether to just, at some point later in this week, just watch all 3 episodes. They're just so long. I can't marathon that series. But watch all 3 episodes so that I'm done with them this week. So going into August, we just have a clean slate. Or if I just do 1 episode this week and then 2 episodes next week and just finish it out that way. I'll see how I feel come later in the week. But we'll be finishing Miracle of Teddy Bear by next week, the latest. Which is just going to leave and we'll be finishing Enigma relatively soon too, because it's only a 4 episode series, and honestly, like, one more real good reaction recording session and that'll be done. So we'll be finished with Enigma probably sometime next week, maybe 2 weeks, but most likely in like the next week and a half. And we'll also be finished with Miracle of Teddy Bear within the next week and a half. So all that leaves us with, as far as series we're currently in the middle of, is The Untamed, which we're about halfway through, and The Love You Give Me. So I'm switching up my calendar layout because the last 2 months I've been doing 4 series on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. But I'm going to knock that down to 3 mainline series for the week. Mainly because I've started a couple other channels, because I always have so many concepts and so many things that I want to do, but I don't necessarily know that this channel is the place for those particular things, which is why I keep creating all these other pockets to file things, because not everybody who's here for music wants to sit here and see my reactions to series. Not everyone here for series cares about my music reactions and blah 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 blah. And back when I was first starting to dive into series, I asked you guys whether I should split it off or just keep it in one channel, and the majority of you guys said to keep it as one channel. In hindsight, I kind of wish I had split it off into just a music channel and a series channel. At this point, we are too intertwined and we can't split that up at all. But diving into newer ventures, I feel like it'll just be better organization, and people who want these reactions can get these reactions on this channel without having to sift through all these other reactions that they're not here for, and vice versa. So I started a second branch to Topher Reacts. I don't remember what I named it. Did I name it Topher Reacts Cinema or West or something? I don't remember, because I haven't put anything on there yet. I have stuff recorded that I've just been putting off on the back burner as far as editing goes, because it's just a daunting task, and every time I think about it, it hurts my head. But I'm gonna finally get around to it. So that's where I'm good. Whatever that second channel is, link will be down in the description. But that's where I'm going to be putting my reactions to more sort of Western media that I talked about wanting to react to months ago. So like my Scream 6 reaction that I have to edit, I'll put up there. Once I get into reacting to Mithrigan, I'll put that up there. I've wanted to dive into the Lord of the Rings series, so whenever I get into that, I'll put it over there. And then if I dive into like television shows from, over here in the States, I'll put them over on that side as well. Because there are some series that I've wanted to dive into, like you've been with me long enough, Buffy the Vampire Slayer is one of my all-time favorite series, but I never really got into Angel, so I've always wanted to kind of dive into that world. I know some people have mentioned Supernatural, which is a commitment, because I feel like there's 80 seasons of that, and each one of those seasons is like 20-something episodes, so that's a commitment. I don't know that I'm going to dive into that just yet, but if I did, it would be over on that channel. So I have that second channel in addition to my Everything Topher channel, which I haven't really done much with lately, but it's there from just more vloggy type videos, and like when I was doing my language learning videos and all that kind of stuff. And then I also started an ASMR channel, not really seriously yet, at least. I was doing it kind of as an experiment for a video that I was doing for this channel, basically seeing if ChatGPT or these AI generated apps could generate a good ASMR script. So I used that to generate the script, recorded it, uploaded it, just to see how that performed. And then I wanted to just dabble in some other stuff over there, because there's so many of you guys who are like, hey Topher, I like your voice, I could just listen to you talk, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, that's why I started doing the manga reading videos, because I'm like, okay, people want to hear me talk for some reason. And I was like, okay, well, maybe let me try that just on a different different area, because not everybody, again, not everybody on this channel who's here for my reactions wants my ASMR content. Not that I have an abundance of it, but work in the progress. So basically, I said all of that to say I've got a lot of pots, hands in lots of pots right now. So I'm knocking down the amount of series I'm reacting to at once just a little bit, so that I have a little bit more time to try and play with some of those other pots that I'm dealing with. So we're going to look at 3 mainline series throughout the week. We're going to do The Untamed. It's now going to be moving to Mondays, starting next week. Then we're going to do The Love You Give on Fridays. So we're sandwiching 2 Chinese series. And then on Wednesdays, I was going back and forth about what series to dive in here, because again, if you've been with me long enough, you know that my watch list currently is at 141, and there's still so many others I haven't even added to it yet. So there's so many things on this list. So I was just debating between a lot of series. I wanted to dive into a couple of mirrors, but I'm like, no, I'm already in the middle of 2 Chinese series. And while I would love to dive into a third one, I want to wait until I at least finish some of these, because these Chinese series, they can get really, really in depth with details and whatnot. And sometimes there's just too much for me to track. So I was like, okay, no, we'll wait on that one. And I was just looking through like some of my special notes that I have on some of these series, and I was going back and forth between Vien, the series. I'm not sure. It's a Vietnamese series. I was going back and forth between that and Unintentional Love Story, because both of them under my special notes category, I just have now in all caps. I don't remember what it was that I saw that made me put that in all caps, but I put that in all caps by both of them and just said now, react to it now. So that's what we're gonna do. So I was going back and forth between, but I was like, let's look at Unintentional Love Story, because I meant to dive into that a couple months ago and I just never got around to it. So Mondays will be Untamed, Wednesdays will be Unintentional Love Story, and Fridays will be The Love You Give Me. And then, of course, I may do what Topher tends to do and like just jump into a random ass series in the middle of the month because I saw a preview somewhere and I'm like, oh, this looks fun. So if I do end up diving into some other series, it'll just be sprinkled throughout, the week or whatever, like one episode here, it won't be on a particularly scheduled day. So our scheduled series that we're going to be looking at, guaranteed each week, will be Untamed, Unintentional Love Story, and The Love You Give Me. Anything else will just be extras. Also, a lot of you guys, like the Only Friends the Only Friends trailer premiered today, and I haven't watched it yet, but I had so many people in my comment section, in my DMs, like, hey, that Only Friends trailer dropped today. I hope you're gonna react to that trailer. I'm like, y'all, I'm operating on like 3 hours of sleep after a hellacious 4.5-5 hour flight back from Vegas. The flight landed at I didn't get home until about 3:45 in the morning, basically, and then I had to be at work at 7. So it was very, very minimal sleep after a very, very long day. So I'm like, y'all, I just got back. I need time to recover and recuperate. I can't just dive into this, but I will. I'll get into the trailer at some point, but I know that comes out soon, and I had someone reach out to me earlier today about potentially doing a collaboration on that one. So nothing's set in stone yet, but if that does happen, that'll probably be a collaboration over on their channel, so I'll keep you guys posted. But that's another potential series that might happen. It just won't be on this channel, and if it's not a collaboration, then I'll dive into it on this channel at some point in time. Don't forget my our podcast over with Synergic and Miguel over at Rainbow Glaze Podcast. Link should be down in the description if future Topher remembered. If not, just search Rainbow Glaze Podcast either on YouTube or anywhere that you listen to podcasts. At least on the YouTube side of things, we've been getting pretty good support from you guys. I think we're at like 203, 204 subscribers at this point, and views tend to average about that as well. So very, very happy. Glad that there's so many of you guys who like just our random ass banter and shenanigans, sometimes adult shenanigans. But yeah, if you're interested in just listening just more opportunities to listen to me talk and babble, because let's face it, that's what I do, and go off on random ass tangents. But yes, subscribe to the Rainbow Gaze. Well, yeah, but the Rainbow Glaze podcast with me, Synergic, and Miguel, and we have a good time over there. So I'm gonna stop babbling, and yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in things, outro, all that good stuff. Bye.